We're going to go over some literary devices or elements of stories and vocabulary in order to prepare ourselves for Night. So, Night is not a novel. Night is a memoir, which means it is an autobiographical story about someone's life for a very specific period of time. An autobiography is the story of a person's entire life, whereas a memoir is just about one specific period in their life. And as we all know, the Holocaust happened and killed 6 million Jews, along with some other marginalized groups of people, but mostly Jews. And Elie Wiesel is one survivor from the Holocaust, and he is the author of this book. So, although this slide talks about character development and characters, Elie Wiesel is writing about real people. Yet, since it's a memoir and we don't know these people directly, we still learn about them as if they were fictional. They're real, don't get me wrong. But Elie is going to introduce us to them in various ways. So we will learn about these people in Night by how they communicate. So he includes quotes, or he'll summarize dialogue, phrases they use, the use of language, or when people don't speak up about something. When people are silent on a topic, that tells us a lot about them too. History. So with some people, we will learn about where they come from, what their childhood was like, their education, events that shaped them. It's not just their parents and their influence. So unfortunately for all of us, the pandemic will shape who we are and how we will live the rest of our lives. Appearance, he will describe how people look, how they dress. Sometimes appearance isn't up to us. I mean, well, we're all given a specific body. We can't control what body we're given. Now we can, but, plastic surgery didn't really exist in this time period. And how they dress. And again, sometimes people can control how they dress and other times they can't. Relationships. What kinds of friends and family do they have? Are they close to people or not? Are they social or reclusive? Introverts or extroverts? Okay, ambitions. What do they want to get out of life? What are their goals? And what are their defects? What kind of issues or blind spots do they have? Everyone has these issues. No one is perfect. What do they think about? And are they relatable? Can you understand why they would act the way that they're acting? So those are all things you need to take into consideration when we're reading about people in Night. A symbol, this is just a review, and even though this is a memoir and something that really happened, when you write about your life and you're looking back at it, certain things can become symbols, whether you recognize them for that or not. And so it's a noun, person, place, thing, or idea that represents a larger abstract idea. Like a rose represents love. Okay, stuff like that. Irony. And there is going to be some irony in this memoir. It means that words are used in such a way that their intended meaning is different from the actual meaning of the words. It's not sarcasm. It's similar to sarcasm, but sarcasm is meant to hurt, whereas irony is just, it means something different. Or there can be situational irony, which means that something ends in a different way than what was anticipated. Basically, irony is the difference between appearance and reality. Anti-Semitism is a specific term about a specific type of prejudice, and it's hostility and prejudice against Jews. And this has happened throughout history way before the 20th century. Since we're covering an entire year's worth of information in one semester, I can't go through all of the history of anti-Semitism, but it's been going on for centuries. There's specific examples. We just don't have the time to cover it. If you're interested, you can research anti-Semitism and you will see how persecuted Jews have been throughout history. And then this is some important vocabulary that we'll be encountering. A ghetto is a segregated part of the city, and it's usually a slum, so it's not taken care of. The people who live there may do their best, but the city or government doesn't do anything to help them. A pogrom is similar to genocide. It's an organized massacre of a specific group, such as Jews or Eastern Europeans. A beadle is basically a church official. Zionism is the movement to basically make Israel and then to create Israel. The final solution was the Nazi plan to exterminate all Jews. And then Nietzsche was a German philosopher known for saying God is dead. And I go over that basic philosophy because it's something that you guys will encounter perhaps later on in high school, most likely in college, and you'll see references to it in pop culture as well. So we will be reading that section of his text so you guys really understand what he meant.